Are you set in your ways? Are you willing to change that to be able to accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires? Well, that's the topic we're going to be discussing here tonight live. So stick around for all of that and much, much more that's coming right. Live from Northern California, welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell so that way you won't miss a single thing when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. That's right. That's absolutely right. I'm here to help as many people as possible. People that are open to suggestions and change. People that are not stubborn and willing to work on themselves to better themselves. And that way I can help you accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. It's as simple as that. And that's exactly what we're going to be discussing here tonight. So welcome to the show, everyone. Oh, Alex, the Beer Master's in the house. Hey, thanks for connecting with me on Facebook today, Alex. It's great to finally connect with you on Facebook. Mutton Nuts World's in the house as well. We're over on the YouTube side of things. We're also simulcasting live again on Facebook tonight. Let me make sure before we go any further that the notification has gone out on YouTube, and it has. Let me check out the YouTube back end to make sure things are rolling smoothly. Yeah, I feel good. Mutt and Alex, you know what the background is tonight. Let me know what the background is. You can tell me in the chat. So things are rolling well on the YouTube side of things. Let me also check out Facebook and make sure that things are rolling properly over there. So we have no hiccups. Two people viewing on Facebook. Let me also check out Facebook and make sure that things are rolling properly over there, so we have no hiccups. Yeah, that's right. So we have no hiccups. One person just dropped off of Facebook. Come on, you can't just tune in and out. Come on, Coach Eli is worth more than just 30 seconds, right? Boy, oh boy, our attention spans are seriously about the size of a goldfish. Oh, wow. Okie dokie. Welcome to the show, everyone. Welcome to the show. Mutt Nuts World. Hey, Eli, everyone. Hey, Mutt. Hey, Alex, the Beer Master, once again. Mutt Nuts World says, hey, Alex, on the YouTube side of things. Alex says, you're welcome there, Eli. Mutt Nuts World says, U.S. Capitol in D.C. That's right. That's right. The background tonight is the beautiful, amazing Capitol building where earlier today, all of the members of the Senate were sworn in for the upcoming Donald Trump trial, which will happen in a few weeks regarding incitement of insurrection. It's not a funny thing, but yeah, I'm not going to be really talking about politics that much tonight because I have a serious topic to discuss here, regarding if you really want to accomplish something in your life, you have to be open to it. You have to be open to suggestions and change. Many people are stubborn, including myself, but sometimes you have to, remove, that stubborn part of yourself and open yourself up to some suggestions and change that will better your life and will tremendously help you get on the right path of accomplishing whatever it is that your heart desires. Now, if you're on Facebook or YouTube and you have any other questions outside of the topic, I'm also happy to answer those throughout the show. But like I said, I'm going to try to minimize the political talk tonight because I've been talking a lot about politics lately. And if you missed my show yesterday, check it out. I mentioned some possible rebranding to my channel here, and I may even start a secondary channel. Still figuring that out, how I want to do it. If you want to find out more, go back to the stream I did yesterday. It was less than an hour long, and you'll find out exactly what's going on. I thought it was a pretty good short stream yesterday. And then Nuts World had her 43rd birthday. We were over on her channel for a couple of hours, and it was a fun time. Thank you once again for having me on your show yesterday. It was a real blast. All right. Now, before we move further, let me not fail to pay props to this channel's sponsor here that helps pay the bills. And that's none other than Troy Brewer, a good friend of mine who owns an amazing marketing company called the Discover County Network. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network for all of your product and service needs from the most trusted professionals in the industry. Please visit www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. One more time, that's www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. You can also visit a subsidiary of the Discover Community Network known as the DCN Internet Radio Network. And if you go on that website, you're going to find a bunch of talk and music internet radio stations. And more than likely, one of those talk or music internet radio stations will suit your talk or music genre needs. So if you love listening to talk radio throughout the course of your days or music, check out www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. One more time, that's www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. Both those links are below in the description, about a third of the way down the YouTube side of things. And if you go to either of those websites and you also find out how to connect with Troy by phone or by email and you reach out to him, please do not fail to mention that Coach Eli sends you, as always, with lots and lots and lots and lots of love, because Coach Eli has lots of love for everyone. It all starts within myself first. Before I can love any one of you, I have to be able to love myself deep within internally. I'm not going to come out and say, hey, Mutt, I love myself, so you should love me too. Or, hey, Alex, I love myself, so you should love me too. It doesn't work that way. That'd be a pretty selfish and inconsiderate way, of loving yourself. But you love yourself deep within internally. And when you love yourself, you just feel good all the time, and you get out there into the universe with a positive attitude that radiates to other people and just makes them feel good and makes them want to be around you. And if you come across some people with that positive attitude that react to you negatively, it is because they're projecting their insecurities on you because they wish they could be as happy as you. You can ignore those people. You can try to help them, but in my experience, those are the people that are not open to the help, and until they're open to the help, no one can help them, not even a positive person like myself. So anyway, Mutt Nuts World says that the U.S. Capitol building in D.C. is only 5 hours from you by car, right, Mutt? By car? Oh, yeah. All right. So before I get right to it, let me just make sure everything's rolling smoothly here. It is. Again, if you have any questions tonight regarding any topic, I'm open to answering any questions regarding your business and or personal needs. So if you have a question regarding dating relationships or marriages, or if you have a question regarding business, any type of business question, how to get that corporate dream job, how to get promoted in the corporate world. If you've tried to get promoted and you keep getting passed up, I can help you figure out why, because I experienced all of that in my younger days working in the corporate world. If you're looking to make the transition from working in the corporate world or somebody else to becoming a self-employed entrepreneur, I can help you with that. I'm willing to answer any question and every question. And if I don't have the answer to it, I can certainly refer you to someone or somewhere on the internet, and you can get that answer. But pretty much I've experienced just about everything in life, so I will more than likely be able to share some feedback and hopefully point you in the right direction to be able to, once again, accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. All right. All right. Well, we've got 2 people on Facebook, now 1. Who's watching on Facebook? Make a comment. Come on, let me know that you're out there. Come on. There's no point to watching a live stream, especially when the live streamer, myself in this case, wants to engage you. Say hello. Don't be shy. Let's chat. Feel free to ask me anything. All right. I'll be checking in on the Facebook side of things every so often. And Muttnuts World says, yeah, by car. She's only 5 hours away from the Capitol building. Alex the Beer Master says, hey, Eli, are you going to ever do your walking streams again? You know what, Alex? The last time you asked me that question, I took a break, and then I told you I was going to answer. Hang on a second here. What's going on here? What's going on here? Hold on. I'm getting a... are you folks getting any buffering or anything? I'm getting a weird message on YouTube saying YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. I doubt that. My bandwidth looks good. Let me just double check that before we continue. Come on, YouTube. What's going on? Everything should be rolling just fine. Everything should be rolling just fine. My bandwidth looks good. Let me just double check that before we continue. Yeah, that's a false positive back in the YouTube studio. I have a fiber line here and I have a bandwidth meter. Now that false positive went away. Don't do that to me, YouTube. Come on, I've got a show to run here. Yeah, you shouldn't. I have a fiber line. There should never be any issues on my end, unless there's a power failure or the internet goes out. But my fiber line has never gone out. So, Alex, when I was going to answer that question, you actually left. So I'm glad you're here. I'll answer it again. I am going to start doing some walking streams very soon, probably sometime in the next couple of weeks to a month or so. And I will be doing probably most of them pre-recorded because I'm able to now pre-record walking streams on my iPhone 12 Pro Max at 4K resolution at 60 frames per second. Now, I will be doing some live streams every so often. I'm just trying to, figure out when the right time is to start those again and where to do them from. Because in the past, when I used to do those live streams, I had a lot of haters actually send people that live near the area to troll me at the location where I was at. And there was even one time where they tried to swat me at the park by sending Redwood City Police saying that I'm a distraught YouTuber walking around the park with a selfie stick and a camera. Well, nothing happened, but I'm trying to minimize that. But also at the same time, Alex, when you do live streams from the YouTube app, you can only stream at a maximum of 720p resolution at 30 frames per second, which is okay. It's not that bad. But I'm going to be more so doing them pre-recorded because it'll be higher quality and I can more so focus on the message. But yeah, I will probably do, starting within 2 to 4 weeks, I'll probably do one live stream outside of the studio per week, or at least one every other week. And you know what? If it starts to get some great traction again, and if people stop harassing me and trolling me and stop trying to swat me wherever I do my videos, and people stop doing these crazy things out here on YouTube, inciting things like President Trump did, I'll do more of them. So does that answer your question, bro? Let me know. Let me know. All right. Let's get to the topic of the show. And the topic tonight is stop being set in your ways in order to start accomplishing anything you desire. One more time. Stop being set in your ways in order to start accomplishing anything you desire. Now, Muttnuts World and Alex, what does that mean to you? Stop being set in your ways in order to start accomplishing anything that your heart desires. Okay? What does that mean to you? Let me tell you what it means to me. Because when I was younger, this is what set me back from accomplishing anything in my life. I was my own worst enemy. You folks are your own worst enemy, right? You are the only one that's going to hold you back from accomplishing whatever it is that your heart desires. Like I keep saying, it's like my motto, right? And why do people, hold themselves back? Why are people so stubborn, right? Why are people so set in their ways? They get used to a certain type of lifestyle, and or they've had some bad experiences. An example, let's say you're in a long-term relationship, and your boyfriend or girlfriend broke up with you, and you really believe in true love and happiness, and you want to put yourself back out there and find someone new, but you don't do it because you don't want to go through the pain of a breakup again, right? Well, that's not going to help you accomplish what you want. You can't sit there and let the past affect your future, right? So you got to stop being set in your ways. A lot of people are very protective of their heart, and I can understand that to a certain extent. But if you are overprotective of your heart and not allow anyone or anything to come into your life, how are you ever going to get anywhere? Have you ever thought about it that way? Ever thought about it that way? Yes, it does. Thank you, my friend. That's great to hear that you understand, Alex. Alex, trust me, I'll make you proud, brother. You're motivating me to get out there sooner than I probably expect. Who knows? Maybe I'll go out and do one tomorrow. I don't know, Alex. You're kind of firing me up tonight, brother. You just reaching out to me and connecting with me on Facebook and then being here tonight, Alex, you're firing me up. So who knows? I may surprise you folks tomorrow. Oh, boy. Alex, the Beer Master says, stop being selfish. Exactly. Stop holding yourself back. Stop being stubborn. Okay? Stop being, too insecure. I understand people are going to be a little bit insecure in trying anything new. But if you're completely insecure and you close the door completely, how are you ever going to get anywhere, right? You got to take chances in order to move forward, right? But Nuts World says, to me, it means to step out of my comfort zone that is holding me back. Right. Now, Mutt, let me ask you this. How much have you stepped out of your comfort zone since you come out here on YouTube? When you first came out here on YouTube, now I know you're a pretty outgoing person. It seems like you've always been pretty outgoing like myself. But coming out here on YouTube was scary at first, right? And you had to step out of your comfort zone to do what you now do almost every day like myself, right? So how much have you stepped out of your comfort zone, Mutt Nuts World, since you've been out here on YouTube? Alex the Beer Master says, I'm robbery, protect it of my heart, but I still talk to girls. So what are you trying to say? Can you clear that up a little bit more, Alex? Are you saying that, women have hurt you, or, you're afraid of women hurting your heart, but you're still willing to talk to girls and look for that special someone because that's what you really want, right, Alex? If you don't overcome your fear, of whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, you're never going to accomplish it, right? Then you're always going to wonder, right? Mutt Nuts World says, hey, Will, bro. Hey, Furious Reactor Gaming's in the house. Will, how you doing, bro? It's great to be on that panel with you last night for Mutt Nut World's 43rd birthday. Great to see you here tonight, bro. How's your day going? How was work today, man? Mutt Nuts World says, I have stepped out a lot outside of my comfort zone. Let me repeat that one more time. I have stepped out a lot outside of my comfort zone. And let me ask you, Mutt, how does that make you feel now that you stepped out of your comfort zone? Are you happy that you did it, even though it was probably a struggle at first, right? You were contemplating, should I do it? Should I do it? Should I do it? Am I capable of doing it? And then you went for it, and look where you're at today. And look at the people you've met. I'm not trying to say I'm all that. I'm just going to use myself for an example. You met me, you met Alex the Beer Master, you met Furious Reactor Gaming Will, and many other great people out here, and you would have never met us had you not stepped out of your comfort zone and been a YouTube content creator and then did some networking like we did to connect, right? Right? Alex the Beer Master on the YouTube side of things says, nobody has ever hurt me. I'm just a little nervous, so I don't get hurt. That's all. Alex, go for it. Let me tell you something, Alex. As different as women are nowadays, with no disrespect to women, let me tell you something. Some of the best times I've had in my life involve a woman. And let me tell you something. I would rather go hiking with a woman any day of the week compared to one of my boring-ass friends. Because I've gone hiking with friends before, and they're really boring, and they don't want to talk about anything interesting. They just want to talk about sports and stuff like that all the time, right? And I love sports too, but I also like talking about life's principles and personal development. And most of my guy friends are not into that, but women love that stuff, right? So I can go on a hike with a woman, an 8 to 10 mile hike with a beautiful woman, look at her behind the entire time, and in front of her too, don't get me wrong, and enjoy a great conversation, outside of the norm that I would have with the guys. So it is a beautiful thing, bro. Keep pushing forward. Put your guard down. Just go for it. What's the worst they can say is no, Alex. If you already know the worst they can say is no, what happens if they say yes? What if you don't ask one particular girl out or woman out and she would have said yes had you asked her, but because you didn't ask her, you missed out on a golden opportunity, bro. And let me tell you, Alex, you're going to get rejected more often than get accepted, right? I'm going to tell you right now, out of every 100 women you ask out, you're probably going to get 10 of them that are going to be interested, and maybe 3 of them would be willing to go on a date with you, and maybe 1 out of those 3 that are willing to go on a date with you will work out into a relationship. Alex, I'll tell you, bro, that's just the way it goes. Chemistry is interesting. The chat's really helping on the YouTube side of things tonight. Yes, I am happy I did, said Muttnuts World. I'm glad you did as well, Mutt. It's been a great pleasure to be your friend. You're an amazing person. Furious Reactor Gaming, it was a little crazy today, but it was a normal day. Yes, and I know what you do. Of course, I'm not going to mention it, Will, because it's a private thing. But knowing what you do, Will, every day is an interesting day, isn't it, brother? Isn't it, brother? Thanks again for being here tonight. Will, do you like the background, man? It's the Capitol building. It's the U.S. Capitol on Capitol Hill in D.C. I figured that this would be a great background tonight. Just turn around, and it's a snowy day. Well, it was a snowy day when this picture was taken, but isn't that beautiful? Isn't that amazing? Take a look at that. All right. We are at 23 minutes. Let me check out Facebook, and then I'm going to tell you folks how tonight is going to go. Nobody's chatting on Facebook. We have 2 people on Facebook, and no one's chatting. To the 2 people on Facebook, why don't you say hi in the chat? Don't be shy. Eli would love to have a conversation with you. You probably know me. Don't be shy. Say hi. That's my new motto, my newest motto. Don't be shy, say hi. 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 Should I keep saying that until you folks start talking? 2 people on Facebook? Oh, Lewis Fuller's here. Man, we got a full house on the YouTube side of things tonight. This is great. Hey, Lewis, how you doing, brother? He says, hi, everyone in the stream. Alex, the Beard Master, says, that's true, Eli. That is true, my friend. It sure is, Alex. Don't give up. Keep pushing forward, bro. If one says no, there's one right around the corner that will say yes, brother. All right? Muttnuts World says, hey, Lewis. Lewis Fuller says, as usual, I am watching your ads in full. Well, thank you, Lewis. That's going to prompt me to go see if this video has been demonetized yet. Let's check it out. I'm just curious. Let's see. Is it still green or is it yellow? Where are we, YouTube? Hold on. Hold on. It's taking a second here to load. Sometimes the YouTube back end's a little slow at times. Oh, it's green. All right. And at least at this point, it appears that this video is not going to be demonetized. It's a pretty vanilla topic. So, so yeah, I know for a fact you all probably got an ad when you came into the stream. So that's great. Furious Raptor Gaming. Yeah, very interesting and really like the background. Thanks, Will. Hey, Will, at some point, bro, I want to help you too, bro. I want to help you get a green screen if you're open to that. And really, really help you amp up your production, man. You're a great guy. You have a great personality. And I think if we just help you out to get a little better production value, your production value has gone way up. But I want to help you increase it even further. So are you open to that, Will? Let me know, Will, and then we'll see what we can do for you behind the scenes. All right, Will? Furious Reactor Gaming. Lewis Fuller says, hi, Muttnuts. All right, here's how tonight's going to go. I'm going to be reading this interesting blog, and don't worry, it's not going to be boring. And it's called How Being Too Set in Your Ways Limits Your Life, featuring 15 signs you may be too stubborn. And it was written March 1st, 2020. So less than a year ago. It is very, very new. So there are a few parts of this blog. It's pretty long. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to go over two parts. The first part I'm going to start right now, and then I'm going to take a quick break after I get through the first part, and then get to the second part when I come back. Again, if you have any questions while I go through this blog here, please get them in the chat, and I will periodically be checking out Facebook and YouTube. Still nobody speaking on Facebook. Come on. Come on. All right. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and switch on over to the browser source. And let's get right to it. I will admit I can be stubborn at times. You're very stubborn, Mutt. Like me. I'm stubborn too, Mutt, but here's the difference between the way you and I are stubborn and most other people are stubborn. You and I are open to suggestions and change, right? We're stubborn, we're set in our ways to a certain extent, but we are also open to suggestions and change. Look who's here, the sister of Lewis Fuller, Adelaide's Advice Addict. How you doing, Adelaide? Welcome to the show. We got a full house here on the YouTube side of things tonight. And I have my channel locked down to members only. And almost all my mods are here tonight. Well, not all, but many of my mods are here tonight, which they can chat for free, as they should be able to chat for free. Wow. Thank you for being here, Adelaide. How much of the show have you seen so far? Are you enjoying the show so far? Hopefully you are. All right, so let's just get right to it. This is a blog from the believeandcreate.com site. Once again, it's titled, How Being Too Set in Your Ways Limits Your Life, featuring 15 signs you may be too stubborn. Mutt, pay attention, because I had to pay attention when I first read this. I'm messing with you, Mutt. Maybe so, maybe not, but you get it, right? This was written by Jeanette Novak on March 1st, 2020. So it's about 10 months old. Very, very relevant to this day. All right. Do you know anyone who's downright too stubborn? Yeah, myself. And Muttnuts World. Will, you're pretty stubborn too, Furious Reactor Gaming. That's why we all get along. Stubborn people, good stubborn people get along with other good stubborn people. We love each other, right? Usually you don't hold these folks in high regard unless they're cool and they're open to suggestions and change, which the stubborn people I associate with are open to suggestions and change, and so am I. In fact, they often frustrate you to the max, and you'd prefer to avoid them completely, right? If someone's completely stubborn and not open to suggestions and change, and not open to constructive feedback or having an intelligent conversation, even if there's a disagreement, then it's just not going to work out. You can't get along with someone that's completely set in their ways. It's difficult to deal with somebody like that, if not impossible. The truth is, being stubborn isn't all bad, but when taken to extreme, it can wreak havoc in your life. Right. So being stubborn is not bad. Like myself, you Mutt, and you also Will Furious Reactor Gaming. Unless you take it to the extreme, which we don't. And here's the rub. Most stubborn people don't realize they're stubborn. Well, I didn't realize it back in my younger days, and my mother kept telling me that I'd say with my father and my friends, and I finally realized it myself, and I owned it, and I've owned it to this day. So that's true. That's true. The people that don't realize they're stubborn are the people that need the most help. These are the people that are holding themselves back from accomplishing whatever they want to accomplish because they don't realize that they're holding themselves back because they don't even realize they're being stubborn and closed off to things, right? When you don't recognize thought and behavior patterns that are causing you and those around you grief in life, you are unlikely to do anything about them. So kudos to you for reading this post. It is proof you're open to self-discovery and you're willing and ready to explore not only how to deal with stubborn people in your life, but also how to recognize your own tendencies towards being a little too stuck in your ways. Until you identify it on your own and you own it, no one can help you. You can't even help yourself until you identify it and realize it yourself, right? Very, very good point. So if you're struggling to accomplish many things in your life that you feel should be easier to accomplish, maybe you should sit there and do a self-evaluation and ask yourself, am I being too stubborn? Am I being closed off? Am I too guarded, right? Do I have too many fears, right? Okay. Being stubborn isn't all bad. There are times in your life to be stubborn, holding tight to your deepest values. I agree with that. I'm the same way. For instance, is a good thing. When you value stuff, your core values, your morals, values, and ethics. I stick to my guns regarding that. That's no problem. That's a good thing. Like the blog author says, there are also times when being too set in your ways works against you, right? Because you close yourself off to new things coming into your life and bettering your life or accomplishing new things you want to accomplish. Whether it's finding true love and happiness or getting that dream job of your preference or becoming an entrepreneur, etc. The real secret is knowing when holding firm is a good idea and when being more open is a smart move. As you get older, you learn how to decipher, what to take a chance on and what, to, stick to your guns to. So you got to be careful. You still got to be careful, but you can't be too careful to the point of where you're closed off, to the point of where nothing, can move forward for you. So you got to learn that balance. How to identify, what do I take my chances on? What do I go all in on? What do I go partially in on and kind of test it out? And what do I stay away from completely, right? It's a good point. Very good point. Whether you call it being stubborn, obstinate, or narrow-minded, it all adds up to the same thing, being unwilling or unable to look at new ways of thinking and doing things, right? You got to be open to suggestions to change and new things. There are many people that I've dealt with out here on YouTube and many people in my real life, and even women that I met that initially weren't interested in getting to know me or weren't open to my help, right? And then they got to know me better and realized, hey, I'm a genuine guy that cares. And the more and more they got to know me over the course of time, they opened up to suggestions and change coming from me. So being unwilling or unable to look at new ways of thinking and doing things, that makes you real stubborn. You gotta be willing to look at new ways of thinking and doing things. Exactly. Nearly all of us are stubborn to a certain extent, myself included. In fact, I used to be a lot more stubborn than I am today. Same with me. When I was younger, I was really super stubborn. And when I identified, that I was actually stubborn because I didn't even realize how stubborn I was, that changed my life. It changed my life for the better. I started accomplishing more things. I took more chances. The more chances you take, the more you're going to accomplish. You're going to have some more failures too along the way, but you just accept that and you learn from those failures, and then you give it, another shot, and the next time or the time after that, you're going to end up accomplishing what you failed at the first or second time. Learn from your mistakes. In fact, I used to be a lot more stubborn than I am today. I promise my friends and family will attest that I've mellowed. Yes, same with my friends and family. I mentioned that earlier. I agree, blog author. I vividly recall how clinging to my stubborn ways hurt me in life, and I want to help you avoid the same heartaches I went through. That's why I am writing this post. I'm going to read this next part here, and then I'm going to step away and take a quick break. I may have to take 2 breaks tonight. Let's see. What else is happening here? Anybody chatting in the chat? Nobody on Facebook? Adelaide says, hi, Eli. Adelaide's advice addict. Lewis Fuller, thumbs up. And the heart emoji. Adelaide's advice addict. Yes, enjoying the show. Thank you, Adelaide, for being here. But Nuts World, I am a country girl. We are known to be stubborn, LOL. Furious Raptor Gaming, got to get some sleep or work. I will watch the rest on replay. No worries, Will. No worries. If you can't watch it, don't worry about it, bro. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you, bro. We'll be in touch soon. Get you that green screen, bro. We're going to help you amp up your production value even greater than you've already, amped it up over the past several months. All right, Furious Raptor Gaming, Will. Get some rest, bro, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Let's continue here. How being overly stubborn negatively impacts relationships. Most of us can easily see stubbornness in other people. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yet most of us are flat out lousy at recognizing it ourselves. Like I said earlier, I've been stubborn all my life, but I didn't realize it probably until I hit I'd probably say my mid to late 20s. It took me that long. And let me tell you, I mean, I had fun in my teens and my 20s, don't get me wrong. But I had a lot more fun in my 30s. I've had a lot more fun in my 30s and 40s than I did in my teens and 20s. Because when you're less stubborn, when you realize that you're stubborn and you're able to put that guard down and let people in and you take chances, life is so much better. You have so much more fun. It's incredible. Being too stubborn wreaks havoc in our lives, especially in our relationships with others. People who are too set in their ways frequently experience problems in their interpersonal relationships at work and home. Absolutely. I had the same issues working in the corporate world, I wasn't good at dealing with the politics and the BS. And there were times where I couldn't keep my mouth shut. And so, you got to learn to keep your mouth shut at times. And if you don't, you're going to end up losing your job. You're going to get fired. And, the way that I was approaching women and treating my friends when I was younger, I'm surprised my friends stuck around. I was that stubborn. I was that closed off. I didn't realize how selfish I was coming off. And as I got into my mid to late 20s, especially early 30s, I completely changed that. It's like I became a new man. It's like I grew up. I matured finally. I'm not saying I was immature before that. I just didn't realize it. And, back in those days, there was no YouTube. The internet was just starting, and, there wasn't as much information to, help people, in their teens and 20s, as I can help people in their teens, 20s, and beyond today. People that are in their teens and 20s, that are struggling, like I was struggling back then, now have all this information. Now it should be real simple for you folks to snap out of this and move forward in a positive way and accomplish whatever you want to accomplish by being less stubborn, being more open. Even worse, they're often flummoxed about what's going. They can sense something is wrong, but they can't quite figure out why others tune them out or rebuke them. I used to be that way. I was wondering, why didn't my friends accept me for me? I'm just being me. Like, I was thinking, what's wrong with my friends? And my friends were thinking, what's wrong with you? And I was like, there's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with you. The real truth was there was something majorly wrong with me. They were right. They were right. I just didn't realize it until later on, but now I do. And I want to help you folks realize it sooner than I realized it. So you can have, an even better life than I did in your teens and 20s, right? And beyond that, no one likes to be in a relationship with someone who has a closed mind and isn't willing to do their fair share of give and take. That's true in the workplace, with friends, and with family too. Right. If you're working, a corporate job for somebody else and there are multiple employees, don't you want your days to be, easy going when you're there? I mean, you do your job, you work hard, but don't you, want to get along with people? Because if you have people that hate you at work, and you need to go to work to make the money, how are you going to feel getting up each morning, getting ready to go to a job where people don't like you and you don't feel happy there, right? You're in total control of that. It's about how you show up, right? So workplace, with friends, I've mentioned many examples regarding, situations, with my friends. I've mentioned it more so on some past streams, but yeah, I used to always think I was right and they were wrong. And they were the ones that were always right and I was wrong. And same with my family. Same thing. My family would tell me the same thing. You're being stubborn. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And the more I would say, no, I'm not, the more stubborn they knew I was. And I look back and I'm like, what an idiot you were, Eli. But you learned, better late than never, right? I look back and I'm like, wow, they were all right. But at least I own it. I want to help you folks own it sooner than I did, so you can have an even better life than I did at a younger age. Okay? In marriage, stubbornness is particularly detrimental. You'd think that two stubborn people with the exact same beliefs and thoughts could make a great couple. But the truth is that stubborn people will always want things their way, and they seldom, if ever, compromise. I've dated stubborn women before, and let me tell you something. It'll work out as long as, if you're the man, you call out your woman for being stubborn. Babe, quit being stubborn. Relax. Let me show you a good time. Come here and give me a kiss, right? Come here, let me give you a hug. I'll make it all go away, make it feel better. Women are emotional beings, right? If they're going to be stubborn with you, all you got to do is, babe, come here, babe, stop being stubborn. Listen, let's go on a hike. Let's go and, to a nice dinner, and then let's go back and make love and snuggle up all night. Does that sound a lot better than you being stubborn, babe? Oh, it does. So it'll work as long as, if it's a relationship, with a man and a woman, that the man is strong. And he calls out his woman for being stubborn, even though he's stubborn too. But the truth is that stubborn people will always want things their way, and they seldom, if ever, compromise. That can be a possibility that would be what would happen, which is what I'm trying to say, unless you do what I do. If you're the man in the relationship, tell the lady, hey, tell your woman, hey, quit being so stubborn, babe. Let's just have a good time. Come here, give me a hug, right? That's all it takes. When two stubborn people partner up, get ready for the War of the Roses. Let's not even say we did. How's that? If someone is extremely stubborn, to the point of where they're closed off emotionally and they can't even have a conversation, I wouldn't even hang out with people like that or date a woman like that. You know when someone is too closed off that, it's just not even worth the time. It's not worth your time to spend with them in the first place. Strong relationships require getting your own needs met while at the same time helping others get their needs met too. Relationships are a two-way street. I always look at both sides of the spectrum when I'm dealing with people. If I'm going to ask somebody for something, okay, I'm going to also at the same time figure out what can I give back to them, either now or in the future. That's just how I am. It's the right way to do it. Stubbornness prevents us from caring about those around us the way they want to be cared for. We should treat others the way you'd want to be treated. And if you hang around with good people, they're going to have similar, morals, values, and ethics and core values. And it'll be real simple to get along with them as long as you treat them the way you'd want to be treated. If you're too stubborn, you'll end up with a strife, aggravation, and a boatload of stress in your life. And trust me, I've had enough stress in my life, especially the previous 3 years out here on YouTube before I turned things around last year. And you know what? Right now, I've completely turned my life into a drama-free zone. If anyone tries to bring even a minuscule amount of drama into my life, they're out. I'll ignore them. I'll block them. I'll move on. If it's YouTube, I'll move on. If it's Facebook, I'll block them and move on. If it's in my real life, I'll just block them on my phone and move on. That's what I do. I've got a zero tolerance policy for drama. Because drama causes way too much stress, and I don't need any more stress in my life. I'm too old for that now. I'm 47 years old. All right, so it's time to take my first break here. I may end up taking 2 breaks because when I come back, I'm going to be reading and giving my thoughts about 15 signs that you're way too stubborn. And then after that, we're going to talk about 8 things to try if you believe you might be a little too set in your ways. So, let me just get that all set for when I come back from the break. Let me go back to full screen. Mutt World says, need to take a phone call. We'll be listening in the background. All right, Mutt. Let me check out Facebook and see if anyone is over there. Come on, what's going on with Facebook? There's one person watching on Facebook. There's one person watching on Facebook. And you're not chatting. That's okay. Maybe when I get back. All right, I'm going to cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. Give me just a second here. Just need a couple of more. And one more. All right, folks, I'm going to step away for a 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. When we return, we're going to continue with the blog and 15 signs that you're way too stubborn. So stick around. We'll be right back. back. Mutt's gonna say welcome back, right, Mutt? Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, I feel real good tonight. Energy up, energy up, energy up. You gotta always feel good if you want to accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. You have to always feel good if you want to accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. If you feel down, you're not going to get anywhere. Who wants to be around a negative Nelly or negative Nancy? Come on. You know the answer to that. You know, yeah, oh yeah. Woo, 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 woo. Mutt says welcome back. You can hear me, right, Mutt? Yeah, I love this building behind me here, the Capitol building. I love it, I love it, I love it. I love democracy. I believe in democracy. I got an itch on my nose. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli live here on YouTube. It is 10:12 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:12 p.m. Pacific Time in my neck of the woods here in the beautiful, glorious, amazing San Francisco Bay Area where I live. Glad you could all join me here tonight. I hope you are all having a great night and a great week so far. Hope you came off the weekend well rested and ready to rock and roll. Ready to rock and roll, right? Are you ready to rock and roll, Mutt? Who else is still out there? Are you ready to rock and roll? Put a 1 in the chat if you're ready to rock and roll. And let me check out Facebook and see if anyone's chit-chatting on Facebook. There's still one person watching and I still got an itch. Give me a second. That was a major itch. That means there's some good luck coming my way. There's some good luck coming my way. All right, folks. Tonight, we are discussing stop being set in your ways in order to start accomplishing anything you desire. One more time. Stop being set in your ways in order to start accomplishing anything you desire. If you missed the first part of the show, go back and check out the replay. You can't do that while I'm live because both on Facebook and YouTube I have the DVR rewind feature turned up because I want people to be here live, to engage live while the show's happening live. But go back and check out the replay because during the first part of the show I shared some great information about a bunch of things, and I even started dissecting the first part of this amazing blog. That itch is still here. Hold on. Oh my God, that's a major itch. That's so unprofessional, but that's an itch for good luck. If I'm itching that much, I've got a lot of good luck coming my way. So I started reading this blog, How Being Too Set in Your Ways Limits Your Life, featuring 15 signs you may be too stubborn, which I'm about to get to right now. I read the prelude of that blog and it was interesting, so go back and check out the replay if you missed it. All right. Oh man, I'm gonna take a deep breath for a second. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. There's too much negativity happening in our world, and I want to change that for the better. I want to change that for you folks out here that are watching these shows. I want to bring some brighter days and more positivity into your life because there's just way too much negativity happening. Hopefully one day it's going to change, and hopefully our new president right now, President Joe Biden, is going to make a big difference. And I said I wasn't going to talk about politics tonight, but briefly I'm going to say I'm pretty proud of how Joe has just stepped right in, started creating a bunch of executive orders, and is really tackling this pandemic head on. And I really hope he can get 100 million, shots in people within the first 100 days. He says, we want to get 1 million shots, per day. But then he amped it up and said 1.5 million shots. So are we going to have 150 million shots in 100 days, Joe? I'd love to see it. I love you, Joe. Listen, I voted for you. I love you, Joe. But that's quite a task, man. Do you think that's quite a task, Mutt, or anyone else that's still here on the YouTube side of things or on Facebook? Anyway, all right, let's get back to this blog. Let's go back to the browser screen. Pop up. There we go. All right. And I got to just go back down to that part. 15 signs that you're way too stubborn. Here's a list of 15 signs that indicate you could be too stubborn. Don't freak out if you see yourself in a few of these. And remember, I started this post by saying there are times when being stubborn can be a good thing. Absolutely, being stubborn can be a good thing. Give me 1 second. Give me just 1 second. I'll tell you, I just got a text, and that itch was really, really good luck. Wow. If you see yourself in a lot of these signs, you'll want to keep reading to learn what to do about it. Well, we're going to go through all of them, and we're going to dissect them one by one. Number 1, you don't welcome other suggestions. This is the problem I have, with no disrespect when I say this, with the people on the right or the far right. I'm a slight left liberal, but actually I'm more down the middle. I love views from the left and the right. I said I wasn't going to talk about politics. This is the best way to explain this, okay? I'm open to hearing everyone's views, whether I agree with them or not. And if I disagree with your views or opinions, I'll respectfully disagree and we can be friends at the end of the day. I welcome other people's suggestions and opinions. What I don't welcome is hatred and trolling and phonies just trying to get a reaction, trying to kick you down because they're weak and insecure, right? There's a difference between, constructive feedback and trolling, right? Mutt, you tell me there's a difference between constructive feedback and trolling. You close down when someone suggests doing something that's outside of your comfort zone. Right. Right. Well, if you never step out of your comfort zone, then how are you ever going to accomplish something that you really want to accomplish? And if something doesn't require you to step out of your comfort zone to accomplish, how much do you really want to accomplish it? Is it something that you really want to accomplish? Typically, things that you want to accomplish in life to get you further ahead require you to step out of your comfort zone. So do it. Trust me, do it. You may feel a little weird initially, but you're going to get used to it. The more and more you do it, you're going to get used to it like I have. Then it becomes second nature. Pretty simple. Number 2, you don't enjoy doing things in the spur of the moment. Spontaneity is a problem for you. I love being spontaneous. I love taking weekend getaway trips. If I'm dating someone, I love romantic weekend getaway trips. Hey, babe, what are you doing this weekend? Well, I'm free, babe. What do you have in mind? Well, babe, let's go to North Shore Lake Tahoe, get a nice, beautiful room with a view of the lake. Let's go do a couple of great hikes while we're out there and go to some nice restaurants. And just kick back, have a couple drinks. How does that sound? Oh, that sounds great, babe. You're so spontaneous, right? Let's move on. I'm not trying to seduce anybody out there. Anyway, number 3, you cling to your routines and set your set plans. You cling to your routines and your set plans. You know how life works, and you plan accordingly. You don't entertain the idea that you could be wrong. You should always be open to other people's suggestions. Doesn't mean you have to do it all the time, but sometimes, hey, you got to do some things that your friends want to do, and sometimes they should do things you want to do. You should always be open to new things. It keeps things interesting, and it breaks the routine and the monotony, and it's just a better way to live life. But some people are so stuck to their routine. It's just ridiculous and boring. And it's not going to get you anywhere. It's going to make you rot. It's going to sink you into depression. And you don't want to sink into depression, right? Number 4, you say no a lot more than you say yes. Boy, sounds like, when you ask women out on a date, they always say no. Stubborn people tend to be closed off is what I like to say, blog author. And that means no is a far more comfortable response than yes. And see, a lot of times, even when women say no, when you ask them out the first time, it's not because they want to say no. It's just their standard answer. Plus, women are always testing you to see, is that going to derail you as a man if they say no? Or what are you going to respond with? What I would just say is, hey, that's cool. I thought we had a lot in common and some good chemistry, but, hey, I get it. Change your mind. Give me a call if you change your mind. Have a great day. Then you turn, walk away. You never look back. You don't call them. You don't text them. You don't email them. Let them think about it, right? Because they're used to guys getting really butthurt over rejection, right? And you're the cool dude that's just saying, screw it. Hey, you know what? If she doesn't want to be with me, it's her loss, not mine, right? There are plenty of other women, plenty of other fish in the sea that are lining up to be with me, right? And if she chooses to not, give me a chance, or if she doesn't decide fairly quickly after, I walk away, then I'm going to find someone else. But yeah, you should be more open to other things. You shouldn't always say no just because it's the protective answer. Take some chances. You're not going to get anywhere unless you take chances. Number 5, people tell you to lighten up and it irritates the heck out of you. You're often seen as too serious, but you don't get it. You think you're just being practical while others see you as being stuck in your ways. Yeah, don't have it stick up your butt, okay? Pull that stick out of your butt. Be cool and relaxed. Lighten up. Have a conversation with people. Get to know people before you pass judgment or, before you eliminate them. If you do that, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised that there are some great people out there that you would have missed out on had you let that stick up your you-know-what, right? You know what I'm saying. Yeah, but when people tell you to lighten up, it irritates the heck out of you because they're right. When people say lighten up, again, you're irritated because you need to lighten up. Okay. Number 6, you may or may not be proud of this, but you enjoy judging others. I don't. I might compare, some things I do to the way other people do things, or the ways other people do things, but I don't judge others. If people misbehave, I call them out, but I don't judge them. I just say, hey, for a grown adult, you're behaving like a little kid. That's not judging, in my opinion. That's stating the fact. You'd be happier if the world thought and acted as you do, and you are judgmental when others think or act in ways that conflict with how you lead your life. It's kind of like those right-wing extremists, those Trump supporters. They're set in their ways. Like they're not open to suggestion and change. They think everything the left does is horrible. That's just one example there, right? So don't be like that. Be open-minded. Like with me, just because I'm a slight left liberal doesn't mean I'm not open to some views on the right. Doesn't mean I'm not open to dating a conservative woman. Doesn't mean I'm not open to some conservative views. And even if I disagree with them, I'll respectfully disagree and say, hey, I get why you feel that way, but I feel differently. But we can agree to disagree and move on, right? Right. Number 7, changing your mind isn't just hard for you. It is darn near impossible. You got to be open to suggestions and change or you're not going to get anywhere. You think of yourself as being reasonable and open-minded, but in reality, your mind is set in its ways and it takes a ton of evidence to convince you to change your mind about anything. I used to be the type of guy that in my younger days, I would spend countless hours trying to convince a woman to go on a date with me. And I would succeed in the end, but I would put in like a couple of weeks of talking to them on the phone every night for an hour or two. And I've gotten to the point of where I'm direct now. I'm like, look, you know what? We're not going to know if there's chemistry until we meet in person. So why spend 2 weeks on the phone talking for an hour each night, then we meet, there's no chemistry, and then we end up wasting, that 2-week period where we could have been getting to know someone else that's a better fit for us, right? So I don't try to change people's mind anymore, okay? If somebody has their mind set, I'll say, hey, look, hey, you know what? Sounds like you're pretty set in your ways. It sounds like you made your decision. Hey, if you change your mind, give me a call. If not, best of luck to you, right? That's it. That's all you do. Don't waste time. There are plenty of fish in the sea. Number 8, you just don't want things to be your way. You need for them to be your way. One more time. You just don't want things to be your way. You need for them to be your way. That's a big insecurity right there. Very stubborn. You experience significant discomfort when you don't get things your way. It shakes you to the core. I used to be like that when I was younger. It's not a good, fun way to live life. Nobody wants to be around a person like that. And for me, I'm fortunate enough to have had great friends and still have those friends this day that were still willing to be my friend, even though I was so stubborn. I always wanted things to be my way, and I could never admit I'm wrong when I was wrong a lot. Be open, folks. Be open to suggestions and change. Be open to hearing out other people, their opinions, and their suggestions, okay? It'll change your life for the better. Number 9, you take arguing to an art form. I used to be like that too. You need people to see things your way. You have a deep desire to be validated, and when others disagree with you, you'll argue your point for hours, hoping to convert them to your way of thinking. I was like that when I was younger. And let me tell you something, it's not healthy. It's not a good way to live your life. I don't argue people anymore. I just ignore them. I say, hey, look, we can agree to disagree. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I don't want any drama in my life. I'm going to let you go. If you get rid of that attitude and you want to hang out in a more positive way, then we can make that happen. If not, take care. Goodbye. That's it. Don't argue, folks. And guys, especially you guys, don't ever argue women because you're never going to win. You're dealing with an emotional being. Okay? Don't ever argue a woman. If she tries to come at you and argue you, maybe she's having a moment that has nothing to do with you because of her emotions. Maybe it's her time of the month. Just smile at her and say, babe, you need a little space? Whatever. Just be cool about it. The cooler you are about it, the quicker you're going to defuse that situation, and that person will end up having a lot more respect for you, especially if it's a woman that you're dealing with as a man. Number 10, letting things go. Letting things go is hard for you, very hard. Stubborn and obstinate people hold on to grudges, resentments, slights, and hurts far longer than is emotionally healthy. If you've come out of a long-term relationship or marriage, I can understand why it would be hard to let things go for a while, but eventually you're going to have to work through it. And I can help you folks work through those things if you're struggling. Okay? What's an average amount of time? Typically, they say it takes about half the length of the relationship to get over someone. So let's say you were married to somebody for 20 years. Realistically, it'd probably take 10 years to get completely over it. But in my opinion, you should try to work through it much quicker because you don't want to waste the next 10 years of your life getting over a 20-year marriage before you start dating. Next thing you know, you're much, much older and you're having more difficulty trying to find someone new to connect with. I think typically a good amount of time to get over someone is about 6 months to a year. Maybe 3 to 6 months at the least, but 6 months to a year is typically a good enough amount of time. If it takes you longer than that, reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you through it. I will help you get through it. All right, let me check out the chat real quick before we continue here. Okay, nothing happening on YouTube. Hello, Lisa Smith Bryant. How you doing? What's going on, girl? What's going on? I need to reach out to you and set up an interview with you. Thank you for being here tonight. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, get them into the Facebook chat in the comment section, and I'll answer them in between these bullet points I'm reading here. Number 11. You relish the chance to prove your point, and it's even better if you can prove someone else wrong at the same time. I used to be like that. I used to always feel the need to prove my point and prove someone else is wrong, right? That was an insecurity. Folks, if you relish the chance to prove your point, and if you go out of your way to prove somebody's wrong, if you feel the need to prove somebody wrong all the time, okay, in a discussion, right, then that's an insecurity. I used to be that way in my younger days. Like I said earlier, when I got into my, I'd say by late 20s to early 30s, I learned how to become stronger emotionally as a man, as a person. And I don't feel the need to prove myself to anyone anymore. I don't feel the need to prove that I'm better than anyone. I'm just me. And I accept people for who they are. So, let me read what the blog author said. Most people enjoy being right. Stubborn people not only like to be right, but they also enjoy proving others wrong. It's a big insecurity, especially for men, more so. For women, I can understand them, being a little more this way because women are emotional beings. No disrespect. That's just the truth. But even for women, if you take it a bit too far, it's the same thing. It's an insecurity. And while women are going to be naturally more insecure than men at times, there's even a point for women where being too insecure is too insecure. So, yeah, I used to be like that. And, when I first read this earlier as I was prepping for the show, I was like, wow, this is me exactly. This is a great show to get some information out to other people that may be struggling with this like I did in my past. Number 12, if anyone tells you that you can't do something, you'll do just about anything to prove them wrong. Again, I used to be like that. And maybe to a certain extent, I still can be at times. I think if you're like this every now and then, it's okay. But if you're like this 24/7, it's not good. Let me give you an example. A lot of people out here have been kicking me down on YouTube, on the YouTube side of things. They say I'm a horrible life coach. They say I don't know what I'm doing. They say I'm not qualified. They've trolled the heck out of me, right? And it's made me feel like I want to prove them wrong. And I'll be honest, to a certain point, I still feel that way. But I don't let that consume me, okay? I'm not going to do just about anything to prove these people wrong. All I'm going to do is be myself. And by being myself and moving on with my vision, my goal, my passion, my dream, I'm going to get there, and that will automatically prove them wrong without me even having to think about it anymore. The upside of being determined to prove you can do things that others don't think you can do is that it can work wonders in your career. No bar is too high for you. It motivates you. What the blog author is saying there is that when other people try to kick you down, it motivates you to work harder for yourself. If you look at it from that perspective, it's great. If you're doing it solely to just try to prove these people wrong, that's not the right way to look at it, not the healthy way to look at it. The downside is that you can work so hard to prove others wrong that you may put your own well-being or your relationships at risk to do so. Right. It becomes unhealthy if you do it for the opposite way of what I said. Do it for you, not for them. I can understand to a certain extent the motivation of proving people wrong is great, but don't do it just to prove them wrong. Do it because that's what you really want to do. That's your purpose. That's your mission, your passion, your desire, your dream. Number 13. You may be a bully, may not definitely. I've really never been a bully in my life. I've been bullied in my younger days, grammar school, high school, and even on YouTube in the past. But I've never been a bully. Stubbornness correlates to bullying behavior. People who refuse to compromise and who use manipulative or bullying tactics to get their way are typically very stubborn people, not to mention not very nice people. These are people that have deeply scarred and deeply rooted insecurities that they need to work on. Okay? They need to work on getting over whatever is making them feel that way. Because basically, what a bully does is project their own insecurities onto you. There's no normal human being in their right mind that's going to bully, attack, and harass another human being if they're completely happy within themselves. Only people that are projecting insecurities onto you are going to bully you and do all those things. Number 14. Admitting you're wrong simply doesn't happen. I used to have that same problem too. I used to struggle admitting I was wrong because I felt like it would make me feel less valuable of a person. Boy, was I wrong. You're more respected when you can admit your mistakes, move past them, learn from them, correct them, and own them, right? Admitting you're wrong simply doesn't happen. Even if you eventually see errors in your thoughts or behaviors, you tend to rationalize why you're still right rather than admit you're flat out wrong about anything. I used to be that way. I look back and I'm like, wow, what a difference 25 to 30 years makes. I'm 47 years old. I wish I understood this stuff at 17. I would have been much more successful in all aspects of life much sooner. That's okay. It's never too late. And I do this now because we have the technology to get this information out to people that, are the age I was back in those days where I was struggling with this. And it's great that we have this technology to be able to help people in ways that I wish, was available back in those days. And last but not least, before we take our next break here, before the final part of the show, number 15. You're the master at getting the last word. Oh, I used to always feel the need to get in the last word. Even now you're thinking this list isn't all that fair or complete, and you'd like me to know that. It's another insecurity, folks. You're the master at getting the last word. I haven't felt the need to get the last word in, I'd say at least for the last 17 to 20 years. Before I was 30, there were times in my 20s and more so in my teens where I always felt the need to get the last word in. Now, I don't need to have the last word. Now I'm just about what makes sense. Now something either feels right for me or it doesn't. And if I feel like if I'm talking with someone and I feel the need to get the last word in, it's probably because that person is not, is not a good person to be a part of my life for whatever reason, business or personal. And I'll just walk away and, not feed into them and not feel the need to get the last word. If you feel the need that you have to get the last word in, then there's typically something, not working out in that relationship or friendship where you feel the need to do that at. So, all right. So I'm going to, let me scroll down here. I'm going to take another 5 to 7 or 8 minute break before the final part of the show. And when I come back, we're going to be discussing 8 things to try if you believe you might be a little too set in your ways before we wrap up this show. So let me go back to full screen and check out the Facebook side of things real quick. Okay, we got nothing going on Facebook. 2 people viewing on Facebook. Say hello. I know Lisa's probably still there. And to the other person, feel free to say hi, and I'll respond to you when I get back from the break. On YouTube, let's see. Nuts World says still on phone. Nothing else going on there. Okay, we are at 1 hour and 27 minutes. Let me cue up some more royalty-free YouTube music. And just need a couple more. Oh, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back to one of my favorite songs, A Blast from the Past, from my former channel where I used to run a show called Coach Eli Live from my former YouTube channel years ago. Most of you that have been around for a while know what it is. If not, stick around, you'll find out. So music is all queued up. When we return, we're going to get to the last part of the blog from the believeandcreate.com site. This part is going to be about 8 things to try if you believe you might be a little too set in your way. So stick around. We'll be right back. gonna say welcome back. Mutt's gonna say welcome back. She's still on the phone, but she's listening. And get ready for a blast from the past coming up right now. Oh yeah! Gotta feel real good, right? Oh yeah, this next song is a blast from the past when I used to run a show called Coach Eli Live from my former channel. It's Ethan Mixel's Double Helix from the YouTube audio library. Here we go! Yeah! Love it, baby! Gotta feel good! Yeah! I love this song! This song fires me up. Does it fire you up too? Does it fire you up? You tell me, Mutt, and anyone else out there on Facebook or YouTube, does this fire you up? All right, settle down, coach. Settle down, coach. Settle down, coach. You got a show to run. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Whew. Holy Moses. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli live here on YouTube and also simulcasting live once again tonight on Facebook. Glad you can all join me here tonight. I'm really super fired up. I'm really enjoying presenting this topic tonight because it's very crucial, folks. Listen, if you missed any parts of this show, you got to go back and check out the replay because this will make a tremendous difference in your life, especially if you wanted to accomplish a thing or two or three or four regarding any aspect of your life, regarding your personal life, your business life. If you just understand these principles I'm teaching here tonight, folks, I tell you, it will make a tremendous difference in your life, and you're going to feel amazing once you start seeing the results. Tonight, we are discussing stop being set in your ways in order to start accomplishing anything you desire. One more time, stop being set in your ways in order to start accomplishing anything you desire. All right, here we go. Love this song. Let the song finish. Take a moment. Dun, 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 dun. Yes. Whew. All right. Oh my gosh. I am amped up. All right. Let me check out Facebook and see if anything's going on over there. Nothing going on Facebook. Facebook's been kind of dead lately. I've got like almost 4,200 Facebook friends, and I guess everyone's busy. It's all right. Maybe they'll check out the replay. Who knows? It is what it is. All right, let's get to the final part of the show here because I've got some phone calls to make later. By the way, folks, I'm still offering, a bunch of free 30-minute phone coaching sessions with me. If you're interested, please go to the description of Facebook or on YouTube and email me at coacheli@coacheliasmelas.com and let me know who you are, and I'd be happy to help you out for 30 minutes for free. We can set it up. I like to set things up a week in advance, so the soonest I'd be able to do the free phone coaching sessions would be a week from today. I will also need to verify who you are. You will need to have some type of social media presence like a Facebook or, a YouTube channel or something where I can verify you are real. Unless I know you, then I know you. But I'm just trying to minimize trolling and minimize people trying to pretend to be something they're not, just try to get me on the phone and then record me and then, just do stupid things. I'm just trying to avoid all of that. So if you want a free 30-minute phone coaching session, I'm offering that now. And I'm going to continue offering that throughout the month of February, folks, to as many people that reach out to me. And I've already had a few people reach out. I've got some phone coaching sessions scheduled for the rest of this week. And I look forward to helping those that have reached out to me already. Don't be afraid, folks. I don't bite. I want to help you in any way possible. All right, let's switch back over to the browser screen and get right back to this. All right, final part of the show. 8 things to try if you believe you might be a little too set in your ways. If you're set in your ways, there's a reason. No kidding. You're stubborn as hell. I'd like to say stubborn as F, but I'm trying to minimize my swear. And even though every so often YouTube has no problem with you cussing, I'm trying to be a little more professional nowadays. Not saying using the F-bomb every now and then wouldn't be professional, but you know. If you're stubborn AF, let's just say stubborn AF, then you're set in your ways. You're defensive because you are afraid of letting your guard down. Right. I'll tell you, folks, if you have a guard up this high, you're not going to get anywhere. How can you get somewhere if you have a guard up? And if you put your guard up, and let's say you that put your guard up, try to get through to another person that puts their guard up. Do you not like it when they put their guard up? So why would you put yours up? If you don't like when other people put their guard up and won't let you in, then why do you put your guard up and not let other people in? At least give them a chance to see what they want, right? Or put your guard down so you can go out and get what you want. You fear that you could be hurt or wrong. Everything is a risk, right? And there are going to be times where you're going to get hurt and you're going to be wrong. It's part of the process of being successful. Part of the process of being successful is going through bad times, going through less than favorable times that are probably going to hurt you and you're going to feel wrong. But if you completely close yourself off to trying at anything, how will you ever get anywhere? How are you going to move the needle if you don't put your guard down? I got that itch again. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. That's so unprofessional. There's some good luck coming to me. I know it. I know it. So don't mind me. And yes, that can happen. Yet living behind a shield is no way to live your life. It may block some hurt in your life, but it'll also block out much of the happiness and love you could experience if you just be a little more willing to reach out and try new things and switch up behaviors that are keeping you stuck. I just said the exact same thing in different words as the blog author. Excellent. If you have a guard up or you put up a roadblock, how is anyone going to get in, or how are you going to, get anywhere if you don't, go out there and make yourself available and keep yourself open? Think about it. All right. Here are 8 practical ways you can make sure you're not clinging to stubborn ways. Number 1, learn active listening techniques. I always listen. I talk a lot, but I listen a lot too. And let me tell you this. When I'm talking to women to get to know a woman to possibly date, have a relationship with, the one thing, well, they'd say a lot of good things. Okay, I'm not saying them all that, but the main thing that women make me aware of is that I'm a great listener and I pay attention. And when I hear what a woman says, I end up bringing up what she says later on in the conversation because I want to also remind her that I'm paying attention. I'll refer back to what she said. I should be like, wow, you pay attention. Yeah, I want to get to know you. I'm a good guy. I'm genuinely interested in getting to know you beyond your cute, sexy body and your pretty face and your eyes and other assets, right? Lean in and really listen when others are talking. Don't just pause until it's your turn to speak. Right. You got to equally, talk and equally listen. Okay? Number 2, practice more self-love and self-acceptance. Right. The more you love yourself, the more you're going to be able to love others and be more accepting of, the person they are, or the people they are. One of the reasons you're stubborn is that you're defensive. You've had trouble with others in the past, and undoubtedly that's hurt your self-esteem. Right. When you're more loving towards yourself, you'll be more loving towards others. If you don't love yourself, I keep saying this over and over again. Okay? When you love yourself, it's going to be much easier to love other people because you're going to be understanding that life's not perfect. Okay? And you're going to have your guard down, and you're not going to be fazed whether, it works out with that particular person or not. You're going to hope for the best, but you understand things may not work out. If it doesn't work out, you'll gracefully move away and you'll still be happy. Okay, number 3, echo others' words before speaking your own thoughts. Did you hear what I said earlier? Repeat back the other person's words before you express your side of the issue. Make sure you understand what they're really saying and why they're saying it. Guys, this is the biggest, I'm not going to call it a trick because it's not a game, but you want to be able to beat out your competition with women, especially in the online dating world. You get them to the phone, and the way you're going to beat them out is not by your looks. Sure, you got to be decent looking and take care of yourself and all that, but the way you're going to beat out your competition is by listening to what the woman is saying and then repeating back what she says when you respond to it. Okay, so you really feel that this blah, blah, blah is blah, 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 right? Well, here's my opinion about that. I kind of agree with you on that. But I also want to add this on top of that. And you make sense, though. I appreciate you sharing your feedback, right? When you repeat back what the other person is saying, it's letting them know that you're listening. And that's most important, regardless of who you're talking to. But especially if you're a man trying to get to know a woman, that's what a woman is looking for. They want you to listen. But you also got to do your fair share of talking and balance it out. All right. Number 4, start using this mantra on a daily basis. I'm not always right. I listen to others attentively with an open mind. I'm not always right. I listen to others attentively with an open mind. I used to always think I was right when I was younger. When I got into my 30s, I realized I'm not always right. I do the best I can to be right, but I'm not perfect. And when I put out an opinion, and someone has a better opinion or a better response than I did, then I'll say, wow, you just blew my mind away. Wow, you're right. You're right. That's a way better way to look at it than I stated. Wow, I'm impressed. That's it. That's all you got to do. Plain and simple. You don't always have to be right. Doesn't make you a bad person or make you a sissy, if someone else is, more right about something than you are, or they're right and you're wrong. Not a big deal. Just how you handle it maturely. Number 5, be a judgmental thought detective. Notice how many times a day you're being judgmental, and every time you notice a judgy thought, remind yourself you're not a judge. I'm not judgmental at all. I don't judge people. If I were to judge people, it would be on their behavior, not on what they believe in or other thoughts, right? Okay? If people are being immature and unreasonable, all I'll say is, hey, you know what? You're just being unreasonable and you're being immature. That doesn't even warrant a response. I'm just going to let you go. Have a great night. You walk away from that. There's no need for you to sit around and pass judgment on someone, for anything. You may think that in your head, but it's not even worth wasting your time trying to get through to a person like that. If you feel the need to judge someone, they're probably not the right person that you want to be associated with in the first place. It's the bottom line. Got 3 more, folks. Get your questions in right now because I'll be going off the air in about 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, I'm back from my phone call. Says Mutt. Nothing happening over on the Facebook side of things. The good luck itch is just doing me well tonight. Let me just put it to you that way. Lots of good things happen. When you put out positivity in the universe, you get positivity back. Just the way it works. Goes around, comes around. It's an old statement, old saying, but it's very, very true. All right. Number 6, practice humility. No matter how smart you are, no one likes to know it all. Embrace humility as a core value from now on. I'm very humble. I do practice humility. Okay? I practice humility so much that people that are insecure, especially people out here on YouTube, the trolls, they attack me because I am very humble. I have a lot of humility. And they wish they could be as strong and humble and practice humility in the ways that I do. So there are times where I encounter people that I know deep within my head and heart, with no disrespect. I'm a lot smarter than they are. I'm more educated than they are. I'm more knowledgeable about many things than they are. But I don't sit there and throw that in their face. I listen to them. And if there's something I can help them with, I help them through it in a non-judgmental way, to the point of where I don't make them feel stupid. I make them feel like I care, and I want to share my knowledge to help them better themselves because I care about them. Number 7, practice positive thinking. Stubbornness tends to be related to negative thinking. Change your thoughts and you can change your life. I always think positive. There have been times in my life, especially previous years out here on YouTube, where I got caught up with the wrong group of people. A bunch of really, really hateful and negative people that were very insecure. They're still very insecure to this day. And they're just immature people, immature grown adults. And I really wanted to try to turn them around into positive people. But you can't change people. You can't. They have to make the change themselves. And hanging around those people made me come off like a very negative person, which I'm not. Which is why I removed myself from those people. And I vowed to myself to never get involved in any drama again for the rest of my life. No more drama. I'm living a drama-free life. This is a drama-free zone from here on out forever. I always practice positive thinking, even when the chips are down, even when it's the worst day and I just feel like punching a wall or something, right? I always think positive. I always say to myself, it's just one day. Take the day off, relax before you do something stupid, come back tomorrow, and you'll be rejuvenated with the positivity. That's my advice for that. And last but not least, number 8, discover where and how your thinking is distorted. When your beliefs are distorted, your thoughts and your words will be too. Learn more about where and how distorted thinking is hurting you. There are many people that have a distorted thought process. I've tried to help those people like I just mentioned a second ago. It's my opinion that their thought process is distorted. And it may be a fact that their thought process is distorted. But you know what? It's not my place to say. And no one can help those people change their distorted thought process until they realize it themselves. They have to be the ones willing to do the work on themselves first, and then if they need more help, they can reach out to someone like me. But if they're not open to it, nothing or no one is going to change it, not even themselves. They have to do it themselves first. So you have to discover on your own where and how your thinking is distorted. I figured that out in my late 20s, early 30s, and that made the biggest difference in my life. I started doing more personal development on myself, and that's what got me to realize it. And I'm very, very happy that I did. All right, so before I get on out of here, let me switch back to full screen. I'll check out the chat one more time. I'm going to add this blog link to the description of the YouTube side of things. So for those of you that check this out on the replay, you'll be able to see it. It'll be under the source line, a couple lines down from the top. Okay, it's already been added there. All right. I have nothing to close regarding this topic because I just closed it in a very dynamic way, in my opinion. So with that being said, folks, I want to thank you all for being here. Nothing more happening on the Facebook side of things. Thank you, Lisa, for stopping by on Facebook, and to anyone else that was on the Facebook side of things that didn't comment or chat. And thank you to everyone on the YouTube side of things. Thank you to Mutt Nuts World. She says, Night will catch up with everyone later. Thank you to Furious Reactor Gaming for being here earlier. Thank you to Adelaide's Advice Addict. Thank you to Lewis Fuller for being here. And I think that was everyone. And Alex the Beer Master, thank you for stopping by earlier tonight, my brother. I'm feeling great. And Alex, if you're still around, man, who knows? Maybe tomorrow I'll surprise you guys with a mobile live stream or something like that. I'll figure it out. All right. With that being said, have yourselves a great night. Well, we're ending this at 1 hour and 58 minutes, just under 2 hours. With that being said, have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.